Well, I can show you what remains of the encampment, and it is really just scenes of complete and utter devastation. You can see behind me just a sea of debris. What was almost a village within a campus is now no more. There is just a ton of debris. Those tents there were dozens of them standing for many days. That's where the protesters were spent several nights. You see some clothing, PPE equipment that these protesters had brought with them to try to protect themselves from police. And everywhere you look, there is just debris, food. You can see there is a sign right there for hygiene. This was presumably a station where people could come for. The sign says sunscreen, lip balm, wet wipes, lotion. So there was also a medical tent over there in the distance. So this is really just a complete and utter devastation. Hard to believe that just 2 hours ago, again, this was really just a village within a campus. And so we saw in those pictures that just a few moments ago that police came in at around 3:30 in the morning with tear gas. They launched an initial assault against the first line of defense in front of the encampment. It took several hours to clear everybody out. They used, by my count, more than 100 stun grenades to disperse people to try to scare them away. It did work for a certain number of people who did run away when those stun grenades started getting fired. But here we are. This is what's left of the encampment that was here on the campus of UCLA for a little over a week now.
Quite a scene indeed you show us there, Wasim. And as you say, it's been cleared of students. Where are they now?
Well, as you mentioned, we do know that there were a handful of arrests. We still don't have any official numbers. We did see earlier in the day, or rather on Wednesday, we saw the sheriff's department bringing 6 large transport buses, presumably for any arrests they made. I can see 2 right there in the distance, but I don't know how if they are filled to capacity, where the 4 others are. What is left is there is a last stand there right there in the distance. If you can see a lot of I'm going to circle down this cameraman, but you can see there is a large police presence over there. That is where, on the other side of that police line, there are still about a dozen protesters who were vowing to take back at least a part of this encampment. That is their desire, at least. They've been chanting for several hours now. We will take this back. We're not leaving. We're not scared. So presumably, well, at least on their end, they think that this is not over. I would say that given the police presence, how destroyed this encampment is now, I think it is safe to say that it is largely over, at least on this encampment.
Okay, so the protest over for the moment, Wasim. Just a final question. I know you've been on campus for several nights now. Speak to us a bit about the strength of feeling. Tell us about the protesters you've spoken to and why it is they've decided to go to that encampment, despite the fact that clearly the government of the university and the police don't want them there.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to show you, but there are dozens and dozens and dozens of signs on these pillars. Now, there is graffiti, of course. I think it's fair to say that anyone here laments the graffiti because it is architecture that needs to be preserved. But on those signs, you see, self-determination for Palestinians, let Gaza live. There's a sign that says Indonesians for Palestinians. There's a sign that says Chicanas for Palestinians. There's a sign that's that with a QR code offering to scan to help Muhammad's family evacuate Gaza. This is really, a cause that a lot of people believed in, something that I witnessed that really just struck me when I showed up earlier this evening. There were a group of 4 very young students who were repeating one after the other the phone number for the jail support if they were to be arrested. These young students knew exactly what they were getting themselves into. They were memorizing that phone number. They were ready to take the risks. It clearly is a cause that a lot of people believe in.
Great to talk to you, Wasim Cornet, for us there live at UCLA just after the police there dismantled that pro-Palestinian encampment. Thank you very much, Wasim Cornet, for us there.